Hello everyone, I'm the writer and we're back to dual Destinies. Alright, Brent Trial. Huh. Alright then. Court is back in session for the trial of Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor.
Athena Sachs, assistant defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Je suis prêt.
Strippers Eversea, and in French, no less. And the prosecution? Oh god. Very well then, by the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. There'll be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackquiill. Now, your opening statement, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it.
Looks like the judge is really bringing it today.
You probably realized how Blackquiill played him. That's one mean game, if Simon says.
Yeah, His Honor has to fight to defend His Honor today.
Your baldness? It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. I have? I don't know if I say that. Why, of course you have. I saw it in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court. The one thing you could not possess. The crown jewels of the court? Now at long last they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? So you don't mind if I do it then? I'll make a special exemption, just this once.
Here we go again.
Yep, more of Blackquill's mind games. Well, in that case, I think I may go ahead and make the opening statement myself. In yesterday's session, we learned that the shocking truth that the victim Alderman Blackquiill was the Amazing Ninetales. We also learned that the Amazing Ninetales was a key figure in the yokai craze and anti-merger protests. It was further revealed that upon learning Blackquiill's secret identity, Mayor Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light, and the only people in a tightly locked room were the defendant and victim. The defendant proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party, but further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room. Ergo, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, conclusive. Eek! Did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You've truly outdone yourself this time. Oh, one more thing to boast about to my grandchild. Well, this was not an unexpected turn of events. Now then, it seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. The despicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? The feathers and tracks, weren't those left by the mayor while he was possessed? That was but an act to protect his daughter. Yes, of course. I suspected as much. Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jinxie Tenma. The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. Would you care for some witness testimony then? For I am ready to prove that little scamp is the one behind that Tenma Taro farce. Witness testimony? I'll bet he means flinching that creep lapel. Very well then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? Oh god. Mr. Finch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See that it doesn't happen again today.
I've been known for my haste retreat since I was a kid. Bit of a trademark of mine.
Indeed, you managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip.
Like those amateurs could ever nab me.
Yipes! Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place.
Yipes! No, please, I'm liable to rip off my own head if I start running.
Your statement now.
Yes, sir. Mr. Blackhead, sir. He may be at a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackquiill.
Yeah, Blackquiill doesn't strike me as the give up easy type. Now then, Mr. Flinch, your testimony, please. Specifically, the true nature of the yokai you saw and the manner shortly after the crime.
Tenmatar's really that little maid gal, ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tenmatar I saw was just a little thing about her size. But that little run had a big old staff. I seen it when she came to the foyer. Betcha she stole it from the forbidden chamber after stumbling on the crime scene. She was gonna use it to wall me on account of my fierce reputation. I just know it.
So, Tenmatara was short in stature, and that's because it was Jixie Tenma all along.
You betcha. Besides, all the rest in the manor were all way taller than her.
Fang height is but an easy thing. But a big ox like the defendant could never pass for short. What if the Tenmatar impersonator was walking on their knees?
Weren't no knee walking. I seen it myself.
Then perhaps the yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are not but tricks, either of the mind or the cheap parlor variety. So you're saying she created an illusion like one of those magical eye things? Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Each night he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks he sees. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Whoa! Prosecutor Blackquiill just gave up the ghost, literally! The janitor's deathly complexion and all-white attire are, no doubt, particularly to blame. Then the fact that he constantly mutters about taking revenge for this and that. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me. Defense may now cross-examine the witness. I believe it's this one, and yeah. It would seem that the Tenmatara was, in fact, not this innocent little girl.
Eh? How you figure that?
You claim the Tenmatara you saw had one of those stabs from the forbidden chamber, but it would have been impossible for Miss Tenma to get a hold of one. Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice?
The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the forbidden chamber.
What's this?
This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene. So you see, it would have been impossible for her to get into the forbidden chamber. In short, the Tenmatara seen holding that staff could not have been Jixie Tenma.
Ah! What? But then who does the defense believe was impersonating Tenmatara? Our Tenmatara impersonator is none other than the Mayor Tenma's aide. Such accusations beg evidence. Aside from this ghastly appearance, could you prove he's the yokai we seek? Yes, in fact, I can. Very well, let's see what the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of the Tenmatara impersonator. We found this hand cream at the Forbidden Chamber, and we know that whoever was Tenmatara took one of the stabs out there. In short, I believe whoever had this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for. But Mr. Justice, how do you propose that he identify the hand cream's owner?
I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. The defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who belongs to.
Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prints there. Very well. I hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprint result. No need for that, your boldness. We have the prints of everyone at the manor that day. You called, Prosecutor Blackquiill!
Could anyone be more whipped?
All right. Analyze this prints for us. You have 3 minutes. Your wish is my command! Very well, then. I guess we'll just wait right here. Who wants some coffee? How early is it again? It would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete. What do the results show? What in the world?
They're Fort LaBelle's prints, aren't they?
This is absurd!
Prosecutor Blackquiill? I'm not going to like this, am I?
Don't tell me. They're Tenmataro's prints. The culprit analysis has revealed that the prints belong to... Phineas Flinch.
Objection!
Wait, what? What? Then Mr. LaBelle wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
Why, you tricksy little Tanuki! Explain yourself now!
Sure, them prints are mine. I mean, I did pay with a hand cream for Mr. LaBelle after all.
So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber?
So what if I did? Got a problem with it? Yipes!
You! Fool of a Tanuki! Order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean?
Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Flinch was in the Forbidden Chamber.
Wait a second. Does this mean the Tenmatara holding that staff was
Phineas Flinch? Yipes! Another cat out of the bag!
But Mr. Flinch is Tenmataro?
I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Flinch is the real killer?
The witness will explain himself this instant.
Begging your pardon, your honorship, but I was just doing what the alderman told me. You wanted me to pretend Matara in the village exorcism ritual.
Oh, you mean that event at the Ninetails Veil Festival? So that was you inside the Tenmatara costume?
Yep, and after that event I went on to watch the pro wrestling program. But it bored me to tears on account of the rest just being complete jabbers.
So he didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match.
That's when I looked at the Tenmatara costume and got a great idea. Nobody can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. And because they're all superstitions, no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word.
In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible.
Why did you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place? Because of the old treasure there. I thought it'd be a big chance to sneak in and nab it.
Treasure?
Only that it was the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there.
He went in there not knowing his grandfather already pilfered it?
Guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson.
Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. Plus, the mayor swallowed the only key that could have opened the Forbidden Chamber's door. You could have possibly gotten in.
I could have gone through the air vent in the foyer. The vents was left on the alderman's picture. I went in there and made a nice little hole and used it to get into the air duct that leads to the forbidden chamber. I did.
You what?
What the hell is that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the forbidden chamber? So Mr. Flinch found a way to get into the air duct. And that's how we got from the foyer vent to the forbidden chamber vent?
So Tenmatara was nothing more than a cat burglar, or rather a Tanuki burglar, and we're back to me without anyone to charge for the alderman's murder.
Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker.
Tell me, Mr. Flinch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer?
I got out of the costume right quick. Wouldn't want to just cause trouble at that point.
And where is that costume now?
Heck if I know, and it ain't my fault if you never find it.
The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in the manor. What if it was tossed outside the manor?
Ah! No way!
But maybe, just maybe... The defense seems to have hit upon an idea here. Well, go on, Mr. Justice. Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Finch, did you get rid of the costume here? Oops. Did you toss it out the window? Because that would have certainly explained why I didn't turn up inside the manor.
You think I tossed it out the window? That costume cost me a pretty penny, so why don't I go and do something like that?
I can think of a few reasons.
Any bright ideas, Apollo?
Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just the thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Flinch, I have just the evidence for you.
You do?
This evidence proves that you got rid of your Tenmatar costume through the window.
That's Tenmataro flying through the sky?
And just what does this prove? Mr. Flinch threw the costume out this window? And it's quite simple. That's not Tenmataro in the photo. It's the costume Mr. Flinch threw out.
Oh, that's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are ya?
There's a steep cliff right outside the forward window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Tenmatar really was a flight of fantasy. What? Yikes! Oh my, so there really was never a yokai.
Aw, I can't keep any more kids back. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume?
This is more than proof of the defense's position. Jinxie Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting. Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackquiill? None whatsoever. I'll deal with that Trixie Tanuki after I've dealt with this case. I run for the hills at that point. We did it!
Good going. Now all you have to do is make Florent LaBelle take the stand.
Oh crap. Seizing the sword a bit early, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber? Probably the same way you got in, through the chamber's air vent. And what of the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime? They would suggest that the Tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent. But that was a tongue twister. But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside, so what you're saying makes no sense. Right? You're an idiot. Someone on the outside opened the door for you. Isn't that right?
Yep, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open.
Sprung right open? Who was on the other side?
Didn't get a good look on the account of the sudden glare.
How convenient. I like how the reflection from my bed blinds the fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark.
That's why I snatched the staff and made a daring escape. And then that little maid gal spotted me, so I hightailed it down the hall. That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't open until after the crime was discovered.
But wait. We still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber. Well, you little Tanuki, when the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there?
Nope. Only there was the alderman and he was dead as a doornail.
If the accused wasn't there, what do you suppose he was up to?
Oh, no, I don't like where this is going.
Don't tell me! Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused Tenma. Ah!
Wait a second! There had to be someone else besides Mayor Tenma there!
Really? Who might that be?
Oh, well, that would be...
It seems one feisty little lass has forgotten the most important thing, evidence.
I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention to details.
Miss Sykes, you cannot prove your point without proof of source. It's a proven fact.
Sorry. Guess I put my foot in my mouth again.
No, Athena, we're definitely onto something here.
Yar?
Think about it. If Flinch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, only one of the alibis we heard no longer holds any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand, someone who knew Mr. Flinch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber, and by virtue of knowing who this is, has an alibi that no longer holds up. Not that insufferable. Very well, the court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up? Man, I wonder if you've killed Phoenix, what would have happened? Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florent LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime?
true, but his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Flinch was in the foyer too. However, as we all know now, Mr. Flinch was not there when Mr. LaBelle at the time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared! Ah! Well, LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Finch? I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here either. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me to button up his lip about me breaking in the Forbidden Chamber. And in return, he said that we vouched for each other's alibis.
Shame on you, Mr. Flinch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know.
Aw, shucks. Mercy, your honorship, mercy! Ah! They also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Finch was none other than Florent LaBelle. After all, his alibi is just proven to be a complete fabrication.
I see. Well, we'll take 20-minute recess then, after which time we'll see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself.
Yes! We're finally going to drag that slippery snake onto the stand.
In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations.
Dang. We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. LaBelle into court!
Yeah.
Hey, why the long face? I can't help but feel like I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackquill's bound to mount a counterattack. You really are worried, aren't you? It'll be fine! That mystery figure who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Flinch had to have been Florent LaBelle. I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though. At any rate, the next big showdown with Mr. LaBelle is up next, so cheer up, Apollo!
Oh, that was it? I thought Phoenix would show up and say, like, hey, my kids are doing great. Oh, God! Court is back in session. Our witnesses... Dear God in heaven. Where is he?
Yeah, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter.
It seems the witness is free to pose at the moment.
Oh, surely you jest. I will hold you to your promise. Remember that.
Shut up.
Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florent LaBelle, personal aide to Mayor Tenma, or should I say, the accused. Ouch, like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let me make this as brief as possible.
Your baldness. Yeah, right. Mr. Flynn's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi, and for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand.
To think I'd be associated with this entirely lowered affair. Well, not. So, may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to. I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what serious crime you've committed?
Witness, you are being accused of perjury, and this is your chance to clear the air.
Fine. Is it true that I faked my alibi for a very good reason? The mayor was obviously the killer, so I had to create a fake alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personally, I had felt I had to protect him. Sorry. You think this is funny? A man is dead! Without your alibi, you're a suspect too! What were you really doing at the time of the crime? Peasant, how dare you accuse me, one of the beautiful people of Venus? Stop stalling and tell the court what you were really doing at the time of the crime.
Silence.
Oh. Enough jabbering. Swords may have been drawn. It's time for the talk is past. Sword? What sword? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye cowards of heart! Oh, to the battlefield of no place for ye! Again? Oh my.
Spare me, please!
So much for sturdier shackles. How strong are you? Those chains hinder my vow that heads would roll. The head was. Let me redo that. Those chains hindered my vow that heads would roll this day. This gives me keeping your head in court a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused's death knell? You know what I speak. Oh, most certainly. His goose is already cooked. It's time to stick a fork in the man. Whatever he has to say can't be good.
As I told Prosecutor Blackquiill during recess, I rushed right over there to the Fox chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream. What? Then, drumroll please, I saw Tenma opening the forbidden chamber door. What? There you have it. The mystery man who opened the forbidden chamber door as witnessed by one Phineas Lynch. He was the accused. There was never any third party. Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime. Startling sounds bad. The mayor, who was already accused, muttered this. Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed the alderman. That's right. I might actually confessed to the murder right then and there. I love that. He confessed. Order in the court! This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands. Just so. I'm quite astonished, I might add. I only learned of this fact during recess. I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you.
No way. I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess.
What? But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess? It is indeed. During that last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess. That testimony is quite favorable to the prosecutions. This is the bell. Yes, I could earlier about the party reservations. That's right. And I'll be calling my little shindig Mayor Tenma's conviction gala. A splendid time is guaranteed for all. But the mayor and his defense. Well, as it seems our witness is very busy, man, let's get right to this testimony. Mr. Bell, please tell us what you saw when you came up at the scene of the crime. I was in the hallway hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crimes, I left. Little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor came up and stood up to open the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to the right, to the one with a phone at the end. I must say this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the judge actually confessed to led him there to his crime. Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter. You do realize you should not have withheld crucial testimony from the court. Once again, sorry. That's perjury. You're hindering. Forget. Someone in the comments write down the loss this guy's committed. It's just I feel being accused if I mentioned coming up at the most unpleasant scene. Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy?
You better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty.
As the death row inmate once told me in years gone by, there is a time to fight and a time to yield, a time to live and a time to die. He's laying it on real thick now. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Maybe we're gonna stop here now. So, thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like the video and have a wonderful day. Bye!